Our next speaker, Mr. Jan Hopma from Innovation Bridge. He has been working actively to build cooperation between his country and companies to embrace the idea of cooperation and development, especially in the area of environmental, green, and sustainable development. And I will gladly give the word now to Mr. Hopma to expand and give us the perspective from his vantage point.
Thank you, Stephen, for your kind introduction. Distinguished Ambassador Tsui, distinguished guests, it's my pleasure to speak to you on this webinar. In my speech, I would like to focus on the opportunities that the Belt and Road Initiative presents for European companies in the field of green and sustainable development. Additionally, I also will touch on the challenges we face in fostering collaboration within the current geopolitical landscape between Europe and China and how we can address them effectively. Oh, okay. I want to go to the next slide. Oh. What happens? How can I go to the next slide? Yes, sorry. The global urgency to address climate change and environmental sustainability has never been more important. China's commitment to reducing carbon emissions, as outlined in its ambitious goals to peak carbon dioxide emissions before 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality before 2060, creates a substantial demand for green technologies and sustainable practices. China is the main trading partner of more than 140 countries and is one of the best positioned countries to define the pace and speed of global supply chain green transition. In China, this work is already underway. More than 800 large Chinese companies have set carbon neutrality by 2060 targets. Especially across the ICT, the textile, and the manufacturing sectors, businesses are seeking to reach carbon neutrality ahead of national climate targets. By 2050, China needs roughly $26 trillion green investment. This all presents a golden opportunity for collaboration with Europe in the field of green technology and innovation. In my speech, I would like to focus specifically on the opportunities for European companies, industrial partnerships, R&D collaboration, and talent exchange. European firms have a rich history of pioneering advancements in renewable energy, waste management, water purification, and sustainable agriculture. The collaboration with China can be mutually beneficial. While European companies can tap into the vast Chinese market, China can benefit from European expertise and cutting-edge technologies. For instance, companies specializing in wind and solar energy can find opportunities in China's extensive renewable energy projects. The nation's push towards increasing the share of renewables in its energy mix drives the need for advanced technologies and expertise that European companies have. Also, the development of smart grid technologies, crucial for managing the distribution of renewable energy, presents another road for collaboration. European innovations in energy storage solutions can also play an important role in China's energy strategy. As renewable energy sources like wind and solar are not stable, efficient energy storage systems are essential to ensure a stable energy supply. European companies with advanced battery technologies and other energy storage solutions can collaborate with Chinese firms to develop and implement these systems on a large scale. The Belt and Road Initiative emphasizes the development of industrial parks as hubs for economic activity and innovation. These parks are strategically located to facilitate trade, investment, and technological exchanges. By partnering with Chinese industrial parks, European parks can also create synergies that drive mutual growth and development. One of the primary benefits of such partnerships is the exchange of knowledge and expertise. European parks can share their best practices in sustainable industrial development, efficient resource management, and environmental conservation. In return, Chinese parks can provide insights into scaling up production and penetrating the vast Asian markets. Moreover, these partnerships can lead to mutual market access. European companies can leverage the infrastructure and networks of Chinese industrial parks to enter the Chinese markets more effectively. Conversely, Chinese companies can use European parks as gateways to access the European market, thereby enhancing trade and investment flows between the two regions. Research and development collaboration is another critical area where industrial park partnerships can thrive. Joint R&D initiatives can focus on developing new technologies and solutions that address global challenges such as climate change, pollution, and resource scarcity. By pooling resources and expertise, European and Chinese parks can accelerate innovation and bring new products and services to market effectively. Innovation is the driving force behind sustainable development. European companies and research institutes have a long-standing tradition and research institutions in R&D, particularly in the fields related to green technology and environmental sustainability. Collaborating with Chinese counterparts can enhance the scope and impact of the R&D efforts. Joint research initiatives can tackle a wide range of challenges, from developing new renewable energy technologies to improving energy efficiency in industrial processes. For example, European and Chinese researchers can work together to create more efficient solar panels, advanced wind turbines, and innovative energy storage systems. These collaborations can lead to breakthroughs that not only benefit both regions, but also contribute to sustainability efforts globally. And government-supported programs, academic exchanges, and private sector initiatives can facilitate these collaborations. By fostering a culture of innovation and cooperation, Europe and China can address common challenges and create new opportunities for economic growth and development. Human capital is another critical area where Europe and China can collaborate effectively. Talent exchange programs that allow scientists, engineers, and professionals to work in each other's countries can foster a deeper understanding and create a pool of talent well-versed in both European and Chinese contexts. These exchanges can be facilitated through academic institutions, research organizations, and industry partnerships. For example, European universities can partner with Chinese institutions to offer joint degree programs, research fellowships, and internships. These programs can help develop a new generation of professionals who are knowledgeable about the cultures, markets, and technologies of both regions. Such exchanges can also lead to cross-pollination of ideas and skills, driving innovation and enhancing the competitiveness of both regions. By working together, Europe and China can develop new technologies, products, and services that address global challenges and create new economic opportunities. But while the opportunities for collaboration between Europe and China are vast, it's essential to acknowledge the challenges posed by current geopolitical situation. The relationship between Europe and China has become increasingly complex due to various geopolitical, economic, and social factors. Geopolitical tensions between Europe and China have intensified in the recent years. driven by issues such as trade imbalances, human rights concerns, and strategic competition. These tensions can create an uncertain environment for business and investment, making it challenging for European companies to engage with Chinese counterparts. For example, trade disputes between China and the European Union can lead to tariffs, trade barriers, and regulatory hurdles that complicate business operations. Moreover, geopolitical tensions can also result in increased scrutiny of foreign investments and technology transfers, adding layers of complexity to collaboration efforts. Regulatory and policy differences between Europe and China can also pose significant challenges to collaboration. For instance, differing standards and regulations in areas such as environmental protection, intellectual property rights, and data privacy can create barriers to market entry and cooperation. European companies must navigate China's regulatory landscape, which can be complex and subject to change. Understanding and complying with local regulations, securing necessary permits, and managing regulatory risks require significant resources and expertise. Similarly, these Chinese companies seeking to enter the European market must adhere to stringent EU regulations and standards, which can be challenging and costly. Cultural and language barriers can also impede effective communication and collaboration between European and Chinese companies. Differences in business practices, management styles, and communication norms can lead to misunderstanding and inefficiencies. For example, European companies may find it challenging to navigate a hierarchical and relationship-oriented business culture in China. Conversely, Chinese companies may struggle to adapt to the more egalitarian and individualistic business culture in Europe. Language differences can also hinder effective communication and collaboration, making it essential to invest in language training and cross-cultural competence. Technology and data security concerns are increasingly prominent in the context of Europe-China collaboration as companies exchange technologies and share data. Protecting intellectual property and ensuring data security become critical issues. European companies may have concerns about protecting their intellectual property when collaborating with Chinese partners, given the differences in IP enforcement and protection standards. Similarly, data security and privacy issues can arise when sharing sensitive information across borders, especially in the light of differing data protection regulations in Europe and China. And navigating the political landscape is another challenge for European companies seeking to collaborate with Chinese partners. The political climate can influence business decisions, investment flows, and regulatory policies, creating an unpredictable environment for collaboration. For instance, changes in government policies, shifts in diplomatic relations, and political pressures can impact the feasibility and success of collaboration efforts. Companies must stay informed about political developments and adapt their strategies accordingly to mitigate risks and seize opportunities. Despite these challenges, there are several strategies that European companies can adopt to foster successful collaboration with Chinese partners. Building strong relationships based on trust and mutual understanding is essential for successful collaboration. Companies should invest time and resources in developing long-term relationships with their Chinese counterparts. This involves regular communication, face-to-face meetings, and cultural exchange programs to build rapport and trust. Developing a deep understanding of Chinese business culture, values, and practices can also help European companies navigate the complexities of collaboration. Cross-cultural training and hiring local experts can facilitate smoother interactions and enhance the effectiveness of joint initiatives. Government support can play also a crucial role in facilitating collaboration between European and Chinese companies. Governments can provide funding, incentives, and support programs to encourage joint ventures, R&D collaborations, and talent exchanges. For example, European companies can leverage EU-funded programs and initiatives to promote innovation and international collaboration. Similarly, Chinese government programs that support foreign investment, and technological cooperation can provide valuable resources and support. Ensuring regulatory compliance is critical for successful collaboration. European companies must stay informed about the regulatory landscape in China and invest in legal and compliance expertise to navigate local regulations. Engaging with local regulatory authorities, industry associations, and legal experts can help companies understand and comply with relevant regulations. Similarly, these Chinese companies seeking to enter the European market should familiarize themselves with EU regulations and standards and seek guidance from legal and compliance experts. Protecting IP, intellectual property, is a key concern for European companies collaborating with Chinese partners. Companies should implement robust IP protection strategies, including registering patents, trademarks, and copyrights in both Europe and China. Negotiating then clear IP arrangements and contracts with Chinese partners is essential to safeguard intellectual property rights. Companies should also invest in monitoring and enforcement mechanisms to detect and address any potential IP infringements. Data security is a critical issue in Europe-China cooperation. Companies should implement comprehensive data protection and cybersecurity measures to safeguard sensitive information. This includes encrypting data, securing networks, and adhering to relevant data protection regulations. Engaging with data security experts and investing in advanced cybersecurity technologies can help mitigate data security risks. Companies should also establish clear data sharing protocols and agreements with their Chinese partners to ensure the protection of sensitive information. In conclusion, the Belt and Road Initiative presents a unique opportunity for European companies to engage with China in a meaningful way. By focusing on green and sustainable development, we can create partnerships that not only benefit our economies, but also contribute to a more sustainable and prosperous world. While the current geopolitical landscape poses challenges, these can be navigated with strategic planning, robust relationships, and a commitment to mutual understanding. European companies must actively seek out opportunities, leverage their expertise, and build lasting relationships with Chinese partners. Together, we can achieve high-quality development that sets a benchmark for global collaboration and sustainability. Let us embrace the opportunities and overcome the challenges to create a brighter future for all. Finally, I would like to share my contact details. Oh, that's too quick. In case you want to learn more about collaboration opportunities for your organization in China. Thank you for your attention.